Franklyn is the founder and managing trustee of the National School of Journalism and Public Discourse, Bengaluru. Prior to founding NSoJ, Mr. Franklyn worked as a corporate finance lawyer in New Delhi, Singapore, and Hong Kong at some of the world's most prestigious law firms. He has advised governments, corporations, and global investment banks on international corporate finance. He has published several articles in the Financial Times and has contributed a chapter on leadership in young organizations in the Palgrave Macmillan publication, Leadership and Role Modeling, Understanding Workplace Dynamics in 2018. He also serves as a trustee of the General K.S. Timaya Memorial Trust and is a member of the Ethics Committee and Institutional Review Board of Bangalore Baptist Hospital. Mr. Franklyn is a cancer survivor who lives life to the fullest, including by studying biblical texts and hosting the NSoJ Tannoy podcast. Mr. Franklyn received an LLM degree from the London School of Economics and is qualified as an advocate in India and as a solicitor of the senior courts of England and Wales. In 2020, he was one of the 11 leaders from around the world selected as Obama Scholars in Columbia University in the city of New York. Let us now welcome our founder on stage with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Purnima. This is not, I'm not new to many of you. I've seen many of you during the orientation 3 years ago or a year ago. And we had a formal, very emotional, informal, very emotional dinner last evening where there was a lot of tears and laughter. But today, I'll just take a few minutes to articulate what I think is a message for our students, and I'll speak to my students directly. 2022 has been an interesting year. We are seeing the largest armed conflict in Europe since World War II. But Russia has told its media and students that its invasion of Ukraine is merely a special operation. Websites that refer to Russia's actions as an invasion, attack, or war are blocked. School students between grades 7 and 11 are educated on approved versions of events. Parents are told to monitor their children's use of social media platforms. This flows from an earlier policy in Russia to develop a uniformed youth army. Sounds familiar? Since 2015, hundreds of thousands of children aged 8 to 18 have been taught how to use weapons and instill the patriotic values at regularly attended camps. And the result? In a survey conducted in May this year by the Levada Center, more than 77% of Russians backed and they supported Putin's war in Ukraine. A war where 13.7 million people have been displaced. A war that has resulted in hundreds of companies leaving Russia. A war that has drawn widespread condemnation from the international community. And yet, 77% of Russians support Putin. The fight for the minds of young people is afoot in Russia and all over the world, including in India. And the outcome of this fight for young minds will determine the course of world history. It will determine the course of local politics. And it will determine the course of democracy itself. It is this fight that ethical journalists world over are being asked to join. And it is this fight that you, the graduates of the National School of Journalism and Public Discourse, are being asked to join. You have been trained at NSoJ with the skills and tools to wage this war. You have been armed with a sound intellect, a courageous soul, and a compassionate heart. My wish is that you will enter the fight with a clear mission. A mission to be flag bearers of truth and justice. A mission to persuade communities with integrity. A mission to articulate truth in a fair, accurate, and thorough manner. There is much affection I have for you all. I am proud of your transformation, your character, and your growth. But on behalf of the trustees, the management, and the faculty, let me tell you that we'll be proudest when we see you leading the fight for young minds in your careers. We will be cheering for you. We will be praying for your safety. We will celebrate every little victory of yours. We will also feel the pain when you stumble. But we will hold firm to the hope that you will rise again, that you will fight the good fight, and that in the final analysis, humanity will win. May God bless you. May God bless your family, your friends, and other support systems. And may God bless this great, beautiful, and diverse country that we call our home, India.